Toledo.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Steve K here with you all with another video once again. And this one is going to be Week 15 NFL picks. One sec here. And for this video, I'm going to be doing my picks and stuff. If you saw the recent one I did with Alex Putnam, A Pizzle 90, did ours for Week 14, in which my Ravens were successful over his Miami Dolphins. Yes! Which was a very good game, in my opinion. And I'm joined by a couple of Skype guests as well. I'm joined by Timothy McClellan.
Hey, how's it going?
Got JVD, but he stepped away, is on the phone, and we also have Matthew V as well.
Hey guys, and I do have Jeopardy on. Jeopardy's on in my area.
Right.
I don't think it should hurt.
No, it should be alright. So anyway, for these picks and stuff, now forgive me that I sound a little bit like this. I'm a little bit under the weather, got a cough and a stuffed up nose and sneezing as well. So, let's get this out of the way and start with our picks and stuff, and we'll begin with our game that is tonight, and that is the Thursday night football game between the Arizona Cardinals and the St. Louis Rams. Now, this one, I pretty much have to go with the team that I think that's going to be successful in this one and get the win, and I think that that's going to be the Cardinals, because the Cardinals just are having a great season while the Rams are pretty much doing so-so, in my opinion, you know. And I really think that the Rams have a good coach and stuff, don't get me wrong. Jeff Fisher's a great guy, but the Cardinals are just doing really successful and are doing a great job, and I think that they'll keep up this good work, and I think that they'll still win against the St. Louis Rams. So, yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with everything you said there, pal. I remember back in Jeff Fisher, all those years when he was head coach of the Houston Oilers / Tennessee Oilers / Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
And I'd say he's one of the best coaches in the business, but right now, in my opinion, you're going up against, the Rams are going up against one of the top teams in the whole league right now, and that is their division rivals, the Arizona Cardinals. And I tell you, I have not seen Carson Palmer play this good since his first couple of years when he was with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
And they're pretty hot. And the Rams' offense, their quarterback situation is kind of shaky, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I can't remember that one guy's name that they started, but I think he's okay. But when you got an okay team against a really good team, you got to go with a really good team. I got to go with Arizona.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to agree with Tim and you on that, Steve. I have not seen Carson Palmer play this well since he was with the Bengals. I think Arizona is going to take this one way over St. Louis by a final score of 28-17.
Wow. Now, of course, if anybody wants to give a score, they're welcome to as well, but I just do normally my picks, but
I'll give a score. I'll probably say Arizona 24, St. Louis 13.
I'll say Arizona 27 and St. Louis 20. So, yeah.
Well, I can see that.
All right. Now, let's move on to our Sunday game, shall we? Now, let's start with this one. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Atlanta Falcons. And JVD just did a facepalm. Well, I'm going to go first just because, because JVD is from Pennsylvania and he is not, I don't know if he's a Steelers fan, I know he's an Eagles fan, but yeah. So, both of these teams, well, Atlanta is 5-8. I mean, the way you look at this and stuff, I thought Atlanta would be doing this a little bit better. That's my opinion. But Pittsburgh is 8-5. No surprise, unfortunately. But yeah, this is in Atlanta. It's in the Georgia Dome, which was home of WrestleMania 27 as well, I think. And I think pretty much that this is probably going to go to the Steelers, which I hate to do sometimes, just because, yeah, they're 8-5, and the Falcons are 5-8. and it's Roethlisberger versus Matt Ryan. And I'm just going to go with Pittsburgh, just like that. And I'm going to say 30-23.
Wait, it was 27 in... I know 26 was in Arizona.
Yeah, it was 27.
Was 27 in Atlanta?
Yeah, it was. 28 was in Miami, and 29 was in New Jersey, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Alright. Pittsburgh and Atlanta. Yeah, I have not seen Matt Ryan play this unexperienced, as I can say, in a long while. Mm-hmm. Roethlisberger's finally on his game.
Yeah.
He came off a huge win last week. I think Pittsburgh's going to take it. I really can say they're going to take it. 27-20. They're going to win by a touchdown. It's going to be a pass that he's going to get him all day. Mm-hmm. Atlanta's defense needs to do the following. If they're going to go ahead and try to win this game, they need to protect themselves from keeping Matt Ryan... Well, the offense, I should say, should keep Matt Ryan from getting sacked about 20 million times. Yeah. The defense needs to go hit hard and get through a line to get to Roethlisberger in order to get him down. The problem also, though, with that is Roethlisberger can find a receiver in the middle of winter in a blizzard with 14 inches of damn snow. He can hit anybody he needs to when he needs to, and that's a problem for Atlanta. That's why I was thinking Roethlisberger's going to come out and actually take it in the end.
Okay.
Well, I look at it this way. JVD has some pretty good comments to say about there, and I pretty much agree. Mm-hmm. I see it this way. I mean, Pittsburgh has been kind of going up and down here lately. They have a record of 8-5, which is pretty good. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, when you talk about the Atlanta Falcons, I mean, that whole division, the NFC South, I mean, who really wants to win it? I mean, the Falcons are not that good. Panthers are not that good. Buccaneers are pathetic. Even though I have a good friend of mine who is the starting quarterback for the Buccaneers.
Oh, really?
A guy named Josh McCown. He was a big high school standout at my alma mater.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good friend of mine. Good kid. Like him a lot. Wow. And the Saints have shown that they're not invincible.
Uh-huh.
And
Who dat?
Who cares? I say,
thank you.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta go with Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
A little bit more successful than Matt Ryan. I mean, Matt Ryan's had his good times, but it's been kind of a shaky year. I say Julio Jones would get maybe at least 75, 85 receiving yards in this game. But I'm going to have to take it with the road team. Got to go with the Steelers. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to pitch it like I say Roethlisberger gets a couple of touchdowns. And maybe a rushing touchdown, maybe 2 field goals. Ooh. That'd be 27. I'm going to say 27-17. Steelers.
Okay, let's move on to our next one on the schedule. According to my ESPN SportsCenter app on my phone, let's do the Washington Redskins and the New York Jersey Blue Jolly Green Giants, whatever. Well,
really?
Yeah, really.
New Jersey Blue and Jolly Green.
It's something I said in Putnam's video. I tried to make a joke of it. And the reason I say that is because of their record. That's why. I mean, look at it. The Giants are 4-9. Redskins are 3-10. And they've got 2 quarterbacks that are hurt now. I mean, Colt McCoy, who took over for RG3 in last week's game, and that shutout against the Rams, he gets messed up. RG3, who is still not 100% in my opinion, comes back in, and they still lose. And the Giants are 4-9 and stuff. I mean, what in the world? I thought
done something right.
Well, I mean, I just thought they would do a little bit better. I didn't know they'd be playing like this. But the Redskins, I'm kind of surprised a little bit too. But anyway, this one's a little bit tough, a little bit for Miami. It can go either way, but I'm going to have to take a shot, and I'm going to say the Redskins. I'm going to say, it could be a close one, though, and it can go either way, so I'm going to say Redskins 26-23 by 3 points.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you this right now.
Go ahead.
The only two teams in the NFC East that you need to care about are the team that's currently in first, which is us, and second, which is Dallas.
Right.
The New York Giants and the Washington Deadskins, as my brother calls them, are fucking out of it.
They're out, yeah.
So,
been out.
They're so far out of it. They're so far out of it that the U.S. space shuttle still can't pick them up.
That's cold. That's cold right there.
Yes, it is.
Here's the funny thing. You mentioned the records: 4-8, 4-9,
4-9.
and 10-3. And sorry, 3-10.
Yes, other way around.
Here's a problem with this. You pretty much know by the end of the season you're going to be probably out 2 quarterbacks and a head coach on Washington.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to fire the motherfucker. They hired him. They're going to fire the motherfucker 1 season after.
Yep.
RG3 can't play worth a lick. Colt McCoy, he's gone, and he was actually hopeful in the damn season.
Uh-huh.
And then you look at the other side of the book, the 4-9 Giants. Eli Manning, finally doing something. Victor Cruz, no one fucking knows where the hell he's been since he got injured. And on top of it all, Tom Coughlin's trying to suck more dick than I can think.
Oof.
To put it in general aspects, the NFC East is the worst, and I'm going to say this, the worst part of the NFL. We have 2 teams that suck more ass than Ron Jeremy during his porn career.
Oof. Ouch.
And 2 teams right now that make Dale Earnhardt look good. But still, if you're looking at the aspect of the 2 suckiest teams in the NFC East going at it, I don't think Eli's going to have a problem on this one. 27-14 Giants all the way.
Okay.
Their third-string quarterback's good for Washington. Not that good.
We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like they may have to go with Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
I mean, would you go with him? I mean, I'm not sure I would. I mean, he's good at times.
Kirk Cousins has had a bad part, but at the same time, I can't lie. The guy can play football. I'm not going to lie about that.
Yeah.
He's a probable quarterback, but I don't think he's going to go ahead and be able to withstand the Giants' defense and try to go ahead and find receivers all day.
Yeah, Redskins, I mean, they're doing much less than I expected they would this year. RG3 is just, he's just shaky. He's more shakier than a California earthquake. And the Giants, I mean, I would just hate to see that guy leave, but I think Tom Coughlin's time is about up. I mean, I hate to say it about the guy, but but you talk about these 2 teams, probably the bottom of the division, probably the bottom of the conference nearly, and I'm just going to go with the home team here. I'll say the Giants win it by a score of 24-10.
10 for the Redskins. Interesting. All right. Well, that out of the way, now let's move on to our next one. Now, this one I know, this pretty much could be a good game, or another way it could be disastrous, maybe, but we'll see. It's the Miami Dolphins and New England Patriots.
Oh, dear God.
Yes. Now, Putnam, I know you may be watching this, and if you don't, well, you better be paying attention. I'm sorry, but, last week it was a great game. Well, the game you played with us on Sunday, it was a great game to me. Even though, yes, you said to me we kicked your asses, but I have respect to the Miami Dolphins. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Dan Marino was a great guy and stuff, and I didn't say I hate him or anything. I never did say I did. But it was a great game you guys put up, but I'm sorry, I have to go with the Patriots, unfortunately. It's in Foxborough, it's Tom Brady, and yeah, so that's that. But I'm sorry. But I'm going to have to go with a score of 33-21.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a chant that I use for Tom Brady and the Patriots,
Okay.
and that is overrated. Because that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
New England is overrated. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not going to go ahead and stretch the truth on it. That's just the way the facts are.
Yep.
Now, I can see them being in Foxborough, which gives New England a clear advantage. Okay? It's not like they're playing in 70-degree weather like they could be in Miami.
Right.
It's not the case. That gives them an advantage for home field. But think about this. You guys barely beat Miami last week in a really great game I was glad to see.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting and I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to go for the second time this week, go against you. I'm going to say Miami pulls it.
Whoa.
I think Tannehill has enough.
Do we have a line on that?
I
don't
have
know
no
if we have a line.
Science.
Listen, I think Tannehill can do what he's got to do to get the ball down the field into his receiver's hands and make this a game that he can easily win. Tom Brady, yes, he's got receivers. He's got people. He also has more age in his system that no amount of Geritol in the world can fucking help. Tom Brady is way too overrated as a quarterback in the NFL. So is the Patriots. This is kind of like them. I'm gonna use them in another team from another sport. They are the New York Yankees of the NFL.
Ooh.
That's because it's true. Everyone knows it's true.
Yeah.
Brady is one of the most highest paid quarterbacks, and New England is one of the most highest friggin' teams because of the fact that it is Brady. That's why they're so overrated. My pick in this game, 24-21 in a close game. Tannehill and the Finns of Miami roll through Foxborough and beat New England.
Wow.
Wow. That's all I gotta say about that.
Exactly.
I'm looking on here. There's like different betting lines here. But the consensus is it's New England by 7.5.
Well, according to mine on here, it says New England 7.5 on mine. So.
Yes, yeah. New England's giving them 7.5.
Well, that's just theirs. So okay.
Yeah. I have. They're just giving the Dolphins 7.5. It's in New England. It's at the big Razor Blade.
Mm-hmm. Gillette.
Yeah, Gillette Stadium. I mean, it's Tom Brady. It's Bill Belichick. I mean, it's almost like they're like two brothers, like two peas in a pod, and when they're put together, anything can happen with them, which usually is successful. I have no problem with picking the Patriots. I'm going to say, I'd say 31-24. I'm going to say 31-24. You give it to the Patriots. They're at home. Hardly anyone can beat them at home, so that's pretty much my take.
Okay. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, let's move on to the next one, and that is a battle between two teams that faced each other before, where, in this situation, one team didn't have a win until now, and that is the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, let's go back to that game before in Oakland, Raiders and Chiefs. Now, who did we think was going to win? The Chiefs. Did it happen?
No.
No. The Raiders stepped up and got their first win against the Chiefs. Wow. That was all I was saying from that game. I was speechless, as I really thought the Chiefs were going to get it. But the Raiders got it, and now this game is going to be in Kansas City at the Arrowhead. The Chiefs are 7-6, while the Raiders are disappointing and miserably 2-11. Yeah. I mean, you have David Carr in quarterback. That guy was like a quarterback back in 2006 or 7 or something like that. I mean, this guy's been around a while. And the Chiefs got Alex freaking Smith. Yeah. So, I think that I'm going to have to go for the Chiefs in this one because they, even though they lost against the Raiders in Oakland, but I think the Chiefs will get the win back. Yeah, that's what I think. And I'm going to say with a score of 34-20.
So you say 34-20 Chiefs?
Yeah, the Chiefs. Favor the Chiefs.
What do you say?
Give your opinions. Don't be scared.
Well, as far as I know, the Oakland Raiders are a miserable team.
Yep.
They suck more than a vacuum cleaner can.
How about that?
They have 2 wins. Only 2. They should only have this many or absolutely this many. But they have 2. Which means somehow lightning hit them twice in the ass. The first win they had was indeed, like we mentioned, over Kansas City in Oakland. I think history will not repeat itself. I'm agreeing with Steve on this one. I'm going to say 33-10, Kansas City over Oakland.
Wow. Okay.
Sounds pretty good. Of course, I probably mentioned this before. The Chiefs are actually my second favorite team. When I was living in Missouri for those 10 years, a little bit more than 10 years, I was kind of caught up in watching the Chiefs games because, of course, those local stations didn't carry the Cowboys games all the time. I say history's not going to repeat itself here. I mean, it's Arrowhead, one of the loudest stadiums in the league. I mean, it seems like they're out between Kansas City and Seattle as to who has the loudest stadium. I'm not going to say this is not going to happen again. I'm going to say Jamal Charles has a big day, probably another 100 yards. I'd say, and I still don't know if any receivers has gotten any touchdowns. I mean, I got Dwayne Bowe on my team, and he's not yet caught a touchdown. I think Travis Kelce, he's a tight end for the Chiefs. He's got like 4 touchdowns this year. What do the other receivers have? No, I guess I don't know if they've been so dependent on Jamal Charles as the Cowboys are with DeMarco Murray. But I see the Chiefs running with this one. They'll take down Oakland, and they'll be in a good chance for their division, or at least get a wild card in the AFC. I say 2 rushing touchdowns from Charles, maybe 1 touchdown catch to Kelce, maybe. That'd be 21. There may be a couple of field goals. That's 27. I say 27-17. Chiefs will take it by 10.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, now move on to the next one. How about the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts? Let's see. Colts are doing, in my opinion, very good. Because they're 9-4 right now. The Houston Texans are only 7-6. and they got a quarterback that's pretty much been around too long, and that's Ryan Fitzpatrick, but he's really not playing all that bad, in my opinion, because they played against the Titans and a couple others, but it's in Indianapolis, and it says right here, Indianapolis 6.5, according to my phone. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with the Colts, because, yeah, it's Andrew Luck, and then you got a couple others as well, but I think that they'll keep it up and do a good job in this, I should say. I'm going to say, for Colts in this one, I don't expect it to be that close or anything, but Andrew Luck will probably have a pretty good one, and I'm going to say, let's do 27-23. Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'll make this statement. I'm going to make it short and sweet. Texas are not that good, and they've never won at Indianapolis. They won't this week. Indianapolis takes this one 31-10.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, who are they playing again?
The Texans.
Indy's playing who? Oh God.
Houston. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Indy wins it 27-17.
Okay.
Andrew Luck's gonna go ahead and just completely just dominate.
I agree with that. Alright. Next one is a battle between the Cheeseheads, the Green Bay Packers, and the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Excuse me.
I kind of hope Garrison Newkirk is not watching this part.
Well, you never know.
Gary's gonna see it anyway.
Well, I'm gonna get out of the way real quick. Sorry, Garrison, Cheeseheads all the way. Buffalo Wild Wings, not today. Sorry. Packers, 34-23. Yep.
Well, that Green Bay Packers Bills, this has got to be one of the most mismatched matchups this week.
Yeah.
I mean, now this is where I gotta put on my Stephen A. Smith mask. You got Aaron Rodgers, that bad man that he is, and the Green Bay Packers going into Buffalo, and they Aaron Rodgers again. I say Aaron Rodgers is a bad man.
Wow.
In case y'all don't know, that's Stephen A. Smith from First Take weekday mornings on ESPN2. I love that show. Whenever I get a chance, I watch it. Not much to say here. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, and he's going to take him and Jordy Nelson and all those guys up into Buffalo. They're going to make mincemeat out of them. I say it's going to be, and yeah, this is going to be brutal. 35-10.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what more to say, but just damn. Really, it really. No, just no. You don't do this. You don't put Green Bay in a match where they're going to just sit there and steamroll 35-17 over a team whose only good thing to come out of it was the Buffalo wing. Just no, you don't do that. Green Bay. There's no doubt about it. Because just no. You don't do that. You don't do that. Oh, God, it is so screwed up.
That is, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, that match is going to be interesting. I'm going to say, like I said, 35-17, Buffalo gets their ass completely freaking handed to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty bad. It's going to be very painful. I mean, even if it is shown here in my area, I probably won't watch it because I won't need to.
Yeah, same here. Alright, now let's move on to the next one, and this is between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or Yuccaneers, and the Carolina Panthers, where unfortunately Cam Newton will not be playing, because if you don't know, he was involved in a car accident, unfortunately. Thoughts and prayers to Cam Newton for a speedy recovery, because I am a big fan of the guy. And the one who's going to be starting, this guy actually used to play for the Ravens. He was actually in a training camp, but he really never made it, and that is Derek Anderson, the former Cleveland Brown as well, back in the day, before Brady Quinn came along, I think, or whoever it was, I think, and yeah. But, yeah, excuse me. I'm going to have to take a shot at this, and I'm going to probably go with the Panthers, so I'm not sure exactly, but I just think, because Derek Anderson, he's been around a little bit of a while, and I still think he can probably do a pretty good job, but the Buccaneers, they're just a big question mark, like, what? And, yeah, so, Panthers again for this, I'll say, let's do 23-17.
Panthers winning or no?
Huh?
Panthers winning it or no?
Yes, Panthers. Yeah.
I don't know how any more right you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are.
Thank you.
I really do think Cam Newton will have a speedy recovery. And in the end of it,
Mm-hmm.
I apologize for that.
No problem.
In the end of it all, I think they're gonna pull it out though. Panthers are gonna take it, and yeah, I really don't know the score though. I can't really come up with an idea for a score though.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, what I mentioned earlier, the NFC South, one of the worst divisions in the league right now.
Yep.
So basically, you got the Buccaneers and the Panthers. I gotta give a nod to the Panthers. They're at home, and like I said, like it was said earlier, hope a speedy recovery for Cam Newton. I like the guy; he's a great player.
Yep.
And of course, I say this with a heavy heart because, as I mentioned before, Josh McCown, the quarterback for the Buccaneers, a hometown boy from Jacksonville, Texas. He was a standout quarterback. Drafted. I'm gonna say he was originally drafted by the Arizona Cardinals. He's been around the league about 13 years now. He's been with like 8 or 9 different teams. Kind of a journeyman quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, last year he had that great time in Chicago, and I still think Chicago should have never let him go. Because I would have gone, if you give me Josh McCown or Jay Cutler, I'd take McCown, and not because I'm a homer. I mean, just look at what McCown did in those 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was much better than Cutler. But Josh doesn't quite have any good parts working around him. And it's kind of rough to say. And I don't know who the Tampa Bay head coach is. He may be gone at the end of this year, but I gotta go Panthers. And if I had to go with a score, I'd probably be I'd have to go maybe 23-17.
Okay.
I'd go Panthers 23-17.
Okay. Alright. Next matchup. Our next matchup is an AFC North battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns, the Dog Pound. Where, in this game, we see the debut of Johnny Football as a starting quarterback over Brian Hoyer. Now, let me just say this real quick, that I saw one person on Facebook posted a video and was burning a Cleveland Browns jersey because Johnny Manziel is going to start over Brian Hoyer. I mean, why in the world would you do that, for one? Just because I think that's stupid, for one, and that kind of brings back memories of the LeBron James issue when he went to Miami. I mean, well, for one, I think Johnny Manziel is a better option because I think, he can do a pretty good job, and this could be a pretty close game, and the Bengals, not Carson Palmer, Andy Dalton, is great as well. But it's a pretty good matchup, I think it is. Manziel versus Dalton. So this might be a crazy one, but I'm going to go with the dog pound, the Browns. But it could go either way. Could be a very close game. I'm going to say, let's go with 30-27 in favor of the Browns.
Who are they playing again? Just one more time?
Bengals. In Cleveland.
Bengals and Browns.
In Cleveland.
Well, they're hyping up Johnny Manziel.
Yep.
Something they can do at this point. I don't know. This was going to be a good game. I'm sorry. I'm just way too out of it. You know what? I'm going to say 23-20 Cleveland.
Ooh. Okay.
Close game.
Okay.
Well, I say let's not too make much of this Johnny football situation. Yeah, it's just hyping up and hyping up and hyping up. And what do you get when you get too much hype? You get too much disappointment.
I guess I'm good for that. I'm sorry to interrupt. He's talking about too much hype and you get too much disappointment. Just like The Rock and John Cena won at WrestleMania 20. They hyped that matchup so much, and guess what? It was disappointment.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what happens when you hype something up a little too much than it should be. And that's what I'm seeing right here.
Basic.
I say the Bengals go into Cleveland, and I say Bengals win this one by a score of 28-17.
Ooh. Okay.
Sorry, John. Sorry, Johnny.
Well, I mean, the Cleveland Browns are a good team, even besides them hyping up Johnny football. I think they would have a shot. You gotta think somehow they would have a shot.
Well, anyway, now we just move on to the next one, and that is, of course, this game that I'm looking forward to as well. My Baltimore Ravens against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah.
Do we even need to go over who's going to win this one?
Well, we have to.
Do we really have to?
Well,
I'll just make mine quick.
Yeah.
Ravens in a landslide. I don't need to say any more about that.
Okay.
Landslide. You first, Steve, because I'll do mine in a minute.
All right. Well, I just want to say, I have a friend who, him as Michael Batten, or Mikey as you call him, and he is a huge Jaguars fan, and I know he's looking forward to this, but he's not going to be able to see it. He told me he'll be able to hear it on the radio. So, sorry, Mikey, but I have to go with my Ravens. And, yeah, I agree with what Tim said, a landslide as well. I'm going to say 37-12.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holding them to field goals only, huh?
Well.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Mikey's probably going to hate me then. I'm going to say Flacco and the boys in purple taking the game over Jacksonville. Blowout style. It's just like the Eagles did in week 1. Have a lead, trail at halftime, and come back and whip their ass. 45-10 final. 45-10 final. Baltimore doesn't even trail going into the half.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Mikey. You're going to listen on the radio, but you're going to be disappointed this week. Jacksonville has not been the team they should have been all these years. They need to start rebuilding, just like the Philadelphia Phillies are trying to do, and the Sixers are trying to do, but the Sixers took a lot more. Now, said on that behalf, I said, Baltimore wins at 45-10.
Wow.
I pretty much have the same scores as you guys give. I mean, this next.
Yeah, we get the point. Big score.
Good call. Good call, Tim.
Yeah. Okay. Now on to our next games at 4 o'clock. And we'll do this one first. The New York Jets and the Tennessee Titans. Not really a whole lot to say.
True, the New Jersey Jets and the Tennessee Tits.
Yeah, Titans.
Tits. Tits and beer, folks. Tits and beer.
Well, this is tough. I mean, both teams are 2-11. I mean, this is tough. I mean, the Titans just got a quarterback with a last name kind of like Roethlisberger a little bit, but a different name, and the Jets got Geno Smith and Michael Vick. I mean, well, I don't know. This one's a tough one just because they're both got bad records, horrible records, I should say. But I'm just going to take a shot and go with the Jets. I'll say with a score of 17-13.
Yeah, agreed. Not much to say about this one. I mean, I say the Jets have a little bit more talent on their team than the Titans do. I mean, when you have talent that really works around you, things can happen, but it just hasn't been happening for either team. Tennessee Titans, that's another division that's not too good. The AFC South. I mean, both South divisions are pretty bad. I'm going to go with the Jets in this one, and I'm going to say it's about 20-10. Just give it like 20-10. Jets win by 2 dimes. No, it'd be 2 nickels. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta say, Geno Smith can do what he's got to do. Michael Vick can actually run with the football, as long as he just doesn't get hit or arrested for dogfighting charges. Oh man, I'm going brutal today. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Jets take this one 23-17.
23-7.
Interesting.
Yep. And I dropped my camera, but it's okay. It's fine. All right.
Good job.
Yeah. Well, no harm, no foul. Anyway, now we move on to our next matchup. This is between 2 pretty good teams. One team that pretty much upset my team a couple weeks ago, I should say. That is the Denver Broncos and the San Diego Chargers.
Again?
Yeah, again. Well, this time in San Diego, not in Denver.
Yeah, but see, San Diego stomped him out last time.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to say that I'm going to have to be going for the Broncos in this one because the Chargers are 8-5 and we're trying to stay in hunt for the wild card. I mean, we can still go for the division still if Cincinnati could lose and stuff, but we have to keep winning and stuff, you know, but like I said, the Chargers, they upset us in that one game here in Baltimore. They came back from behind and won the damn thing, and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. But if Jacoby Jones had not dropped that ball and would have had a chance to return it and stuff, may have still had a chance, but we didn't. So, I'm gonna go with the Broncos once again because, you know, Peyton Manning is awesome, and I think he'll do a pretty good job. I will say with a score of, let's go 30-24.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, go, Jay.
I agree with the score, but
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be in the favor of Peyton. I am a fan of Peyton Manning. I am not going to lie. He is a great quarterback. But I do think the day is going to happen and history will repeat itself. San Diego is going to take it 30-24. But the match, I'm going to say, will go into overtime.
Ooh.
I'm going to put a little bit more flair into that.
Okay.
It's going to be a good fight, good game.
Sound interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting if that game goes into overtime. That'd be something I'd keep my eye on. I think San Diego is, they have that history of starting off bad and then ending the season pretty good, and December's already here, and see
Excuse me.
them
Sorry.
probably pulling this one out. But I went ahead and made my picks on the ESPN.com game. I picked Denver to win this one, but it's going to be close. I think this will be closer than what the scoreboard actually will say. I will say Denver by 3. I'm going to call it 31-28.
Ah,
Ooh.
3-point game. Okay. Sounds good. Excuse me. Alright, next one. The Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. This one, not a whole lot, in my opinion, to say about this one, just because, the Lions are 9-4, and the Vikings are 6-7, and this game is in Detroit, and, yeah, not a whole lot for me to say about this, just because I think that the Detroit Lions will pull this one out. I'm going to say with a score of, let's go 27-20 by 7 points.
I think that Detroit will have the better time here. Megatron always.
Yep.
To Reggie Bush.
Yep.
It's going to be a great game, and I think Detroit's going to pull it out. It's going to be a close one, though. Keep your eyes on it. I'm thinking a 3-point game, 27-24.
Ooh, wow.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be that. It'll be that close. I mean,
Oh, definitely entertaining. Definitely.
Calvin is going to be Megatron. I mean, we all know that. He is the most talented wide receiver in the league, bar none, hands down. And the story, babe goes to sleep. Yeah, I say the Lions take this one. I think Minnesota, in my opinion, they're still trying to find their identity, and
Yep.
and it's an unknown right now. I have to go with the Lions, and I'll probably say maybe 2 touchdown catches for Megatron, and maybe 1 touchdown catch from Minitron.
Minitron.
That'll be Golden Tate.
Wait. What about Reggie Bush?
Yeah.
Reggie Bush, I can see him getting a touchdown run there. So that's 28, and maybe a field goal. 31 Vikings. I can only see the Vikings getting 17. 31-17 Detroit. That's my take.
Ah. Alrighty then.
Alright. Now, next one here. Could be a good matchup, or you never know, but we'll see about that. It's another rematch. It's from the Thanksgiving game from Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken. The San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks.
Could be a good game. Did I just hear you say could be a good game?
Yeah, I think I might have.
It's a rematch of the NFC Championship.
Yes.
Are you nuts?
Okay, so I messed that up. Okay.
Go ahead, Steve-O.
Yeah, I may have messed that up. Okay.
May have. You did.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Alright.
You're welcome.
Alright. A battle between Russell Wilson and Colin Kaepernick. I mean, I'm a fan of both these guys, alright? Now, the 49ers last week, who they played against, who they play against? The Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders. And they gave them their second win, and Kaepernick just didn't really play that well. I mean, and now there's kind of like some rumors and stuff that Jim Harbaugh could be traded like somewhere to Oakland or somewhere to be their head coach. I mean, I honestly don't see Jim Harbaugh going anywhere, because I think, very much in my opinion, he's doing a good job as the head coach of the 49ers, just because, not because he's related to John Harbaugh, but I think that he's a good coach. But Russell Wilson is just, he's a Super Bowl champion, and the Seahawks are 9-4, and you got Richard Damn Sherman, the interception man, and I think at least he could probably at least pick off Kaepernick a couple of times, so I'm going to say Sherman has at least a couple of interceptions, and the Seahawks win this one 34-23.
I still think you're drunk for saying it may be a good game.
Okay, so I messed up.
Yeah, you messed up big time.
Whatever.
It's gonna, like I said, it's an NFC Championship rematch.
All right.
This match is going to be tooth and nail fighting back and forth and back and forth. Kaepernick and, of course, the great Russell. Man, let me tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how many times Richard Sherman complains about Michael Crabtree, it's still going to be funny. Close game look for this one, 31-27 Seattle.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty decent score right there, JVD. Yeah, I was watching that game on Thanksgiving night, and I saw how pathetically the 49ers played that one. I thought they played a lot better than what they should have did. But you talk about this big matchup, NFC West. These two teams just don't like each other. One of the best rivalries in the league in the last couple of years. And Seahawks, 9-4, and of course, when I talk about the Seahawks at home, I still cannot get over the fact that one certain team that we're about to talk about here in a little bit actually went up to Seattle and tore the hell out of the Seahawks. But I can't see the 49ers doing it here. I say Seahawks, I say about 31-27.
31-27. All right. Could be a good game. Okay. Now, for this game, I can say about this one, this will be a good game. I think they can agree on that. Our Sunday night football matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Tony Homo versus the one, the only Mark Sanchez, the Dallas Cowgirls and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Dirty Sanchez. And of course,
Fumble.
And for those of you that don't know, JVD is an Eagles fan and Tim is a Cowboys fan as well.
But of course, we can both agree that what you said was right. This is going to be a phenomenal game.
Yes. The only
This,
thing...
Tim, I'm going to be honest. I'm sorry to interrupt. Tim,
Go ahead.
I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but our teams are going to have one hell of a game, and I can't wait to see that.
And
Yes.
for the record, I'm into. And for the record, my dad and my uncle are into 49ers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I
That's
forgot
always a
about
good
that.
sign.
Well, I'm picking the Seahawks over the 49ers, so sorry.
I always got to go with 49ers.
Yeah. Okay.
Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't I let JVD start this one? Then I'll give my take, and
Yeah.
then Steve will break the proverbial tie.
Yeah. We'll see.
Go ahead.
We obviously know.
Yeah, we'll
Here,
see.
here's what I'm going to say about this. The Eagles, if they win, will officially lock the NFC East. Because we already know at this point Washington's got no shot in hell, and New York's got no shot in hell.
We don't need to talk about them. We already talked about them. They had enough of their time. So
If, like I said, if the Eagles win, it's a lock for them in the division. If Dallas wins, I don't think they'll lock it, but they have a shot to the week after. The Eagles have a great chance with Sanchez finally getting out of his funk from last week and can possibly go ahead and do what he's done this entire time he had to start, which is get wins, put points on the board. Granted, we had one hell of a tough time against Seattle this last week. It's not going to be the same again. I think history will repeat itself from Thanksgiving, but the game is going to be as close as hell. 32-28 Philadelphia. However, I'm only saying this because I know for a fact, and Tim, you should as well, one player has a problem in the month of December. That is your quarterback, Tony Romo. If Tony Romo does not shape up this week, it's going to be a feeding frenzy on the Eagles' side. Chip Kelly knows how to make the plays to get points on the board. Give Shady McCoy the ball, he'll run the damn thing. Give it to freaking Zach Ertz, he'll do his job. Give it to Macklin, he'll do his job. I will give you credit. You have good players on Dallas. It's going to be a tight game. I still, like I said, think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to take it 32-28 in a close game.
Okay.
Excuse me for a moment.
Go right ahead. Yep.
Probably going to find this shotgun to shoot.
Yeah, I know exactly where he's going for.
Of course. Of course.
Yep.
Of fucking course.
You see this way?
Yep.
Now, let's
start this hands for nothing at this point.
You just gave your Stephen A. Smith soliloquy. I will give my Skip Bayless soliloquy.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
John, my friend,
John.
everything that you have said is pretty much true. I mean, Philadelphia is, I will say, they are one talented bunch of guys. It seems to me that Mark Sanchez has found new life in the city of brotherly love. He didn't do that well. He had ups and downs in New York when he was with the Jets. But fumble, I mean, that is one play that everyone would like to forget but never will.
That is funny, that is true.
Shady McCoy, he is one guy where you think you can get him, but he'll outsmart you. And he did to our Cowboys defense on Thanksgiving night, or Thanksgiving afternoon, the mid-afternoon game. I saw that game from beginning to end, and LaShawn McCoy just lit up the Cowboys defense, and that was pretty brutal. And of course, there's Jeremy Macklin from the University of Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretty good too. He's not too bad at all.
Yep.
The Eagles, it was the defense of the Eagles, and they've had some really great defensive guys, and their special teams as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Eagles' special teams has been pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But enough about the Eagles.
Oh, God.
Let's talk about my boys.
Here we go.
We all know the history about Tony Romo in the month of December.
Yep.
So far he's 1-0. In this month, after last Thursday's win in Chicago against Rodney's Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I will say my pick for that game was definitely not Chicago. I had Dallas to win that one.
Interesting. Anyway, we know about the history of Tony Romo being sucky in December.
Mm-hmm.
In the home stretch. And, of course, DeMarco Murray's just lighting the league on fire. He's on pace to maybe get 2,000 yards this year. I mean, you look at the running backs that the Cowboys have had. They were great quarterbacks. None of them got to 2,000 in a season. I mean, Dorsett didn't do it. As great as he is, Hall of Famer that he is. Emmitt Smith, as great as he is, as a Hall of Famer as he is, he didn't do it. I mean, DeMarco Murray is having one unbelievable season, and you have to put his name into the MVP race, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dez Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
He is a spectacular receiver. I mean, he'll make some moves.
Yep.
And I think I think Terrence Williams should get a little bit more play time or a little bit more passes. Cole Beasley, he's a young receiver. He's made some noise here there. He scored a couple of touchdown catches a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember who they were playing, but Cole Beasley kind of stepped up a little bit. It's just been that one problem for the Cowboys for the last 5 or 6 years. Their defensive secondary has just been a huge question mark, and I say they really got to step it up. I mean, Claiborne's out for the season. He was a guy that we moved up like 6 spots in the draft to take him from LSU. Brandon Carr, we claimed him from the Chiefs. He's been stepping up, but the best defensive man right now is Orlando Scandrick, and I mean, he's got to step up a bit. So, bottom line, this Sunday we're going to make turkeys out of the Eagles. They made turkeys out of us on Thanksgiving Day. It will not happen again. Now, as you said, it will be a very close game. I say, I'm going to say Cowboys win it. I say 2 field goals. Because you got the most accurate kicker in NFL history, Dan Bailey. I'm going to say it's...
You can't rule out Cody Parkey either. He's made some pretty good field goals, too.
I'm going to say a couple of field goals from Dan Bailey. Probably get those. I don't know if they'll win by 2 field goals, but I'm going to say, if I had to give a score, 27-24 Dallas. It's going to be close.
Hell yeah, it's going to be close.
Indeed, it could be.
Now that we've gotten all our shit out of the way, Steve-O.
Well,
he's going to piss one of us off and not piss the other one off.
let me just say real quick, no hard feelings, right?
No hard feelings at all.
Okay.
This is the game I think that we're waiting for because it's going to be such a high scoring affair.
Game of the week.
I mean, I was going to say about this game, about it being real good, but there's only one thing that can make that game a little bit bad, and that's 2 words. Chris Collinsworth.
Oh, God. I forgot you're fucking right. Damn it.
I'm sorry, I mean, but every time I hear, and you see that pass down there, they don't move their arm any faster. Tony Romo driving off that back lane, that was a pretty pass. Shut the up, Chris Collinsworth.
Wait. I have one thing that
I'm sorry.
I have 2 things that will make this game better.
Okay.
Al Michaels and Pie with Cool Whip. My fault. Pie with Cool Whip. There you go.
Okay. Alright. Now, excuse me. Now, like you guys said, yes, this will be a close game and stuff, and for who I'm going to choose to go for in this one, I am going to say I am sorry.
I thought it was really shitty.
I'm sorry. JVD, I'm going with the Cowboys. But I'm going for this one in overtime.
Ooh. That'd be awesome.
Wow.
And I'm saying Dan Bailey, 51-yard field goal, 40-37.
Wow.
Now see, I think Steve made a good point. He went high score. I think me and you, Tim, we went low score. We know that Tony Romo can do so many different good things. I think it's going to be a high scoring affair. I think Sanchez and Romo are going to have one of the greatest games of their seasons with this game, I think.
I'd say if this goes the way we're hyping it up, I'd say this game will be better than when the Cowboys went to Seattle and tore the hell out of the Seahawks.
Man, I love that moment, by the way. As far as I know, here's the thing, though. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Yes, I will admit, I want the Eagles to win. If Dallas does win, I'm going to give them credit. I'm going to give them props. Because you know what? I respect him. I respect the team. I know Des Bryant's a great player. I know for a fact that you guys got Tony Romo up there doing what he's got to do. I give him credit. It's going to be what happens in the field. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, I'm not pissed off because Steve picked Dallas over Philly. Wow. I've had people say that all day long. I mean, I work with a friggin' Dallas Cowboys fan as a coworker, and he's stupid half the time. He's stupid half the time. But that's beside the point. The fact is, it's going to be one hell of a great game, and at this point in time, if the Eagles win, the Eagles win. If not, Dallas does, and that's what happens. It's one thing we know, all three of us know for sure. This game is going to be close, and it's going to be the game of the week. Fuck whatever Fox is putting on TV. You're turning on NBC to watch these two teams battle it out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, for a game like this, the best time is prime time.
Damn right. I agree.
Amen. And now we just move on to our Monday Night Football matchup to wrap this up. The New Orleans Saints, Who Dat Nation, and the Bears, the Chicago Bears. In Chicago.
Who Dat Nation? I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, Who Dat? Yeah, sure. Well,
I like what Tim said.
Well, these two teams are both 5-8. All right, now the Bears, Rodney's favorite team, their coach Lovie Smith went to the Buccaneers, right?
Oh,
Yes.
Lovie Smith, yeah.
Yes.
And what was really up with that decision? I mean, for one, because I think for one he was doing a good job with them, and I still think to this day he should still be with them. That's my opinion. And
Oh yeah.
but for Jay Cutler, you know, this guy is pretty much not impressing me that much. And neither are the Saints either. I mean, they're 5-8, and with the same thing as the Bears, but I thought at least the Saints be doing a little bit different, you know. And Drew Brees and his gang taking on my Ravens on Monday Night Football, which is a great matchup. I mean, it started off sloppy for us, and then later on it got better, and we won. But the game is in Chicago, and this could go either way. I mean, I'm gonna have to take a shot. I mean, it favors on here New Orleans by 3, according to here, but I'm gonna take a shot, and I'm gonna say the Bears in this one. I'll say with a score of 24-18 over the Saints.
24-18 over the Saints.
Yep.
I like that idea. Because I'm trying to think about what Drew Brees can do. I remember when they had a couple last season, and what happened was vaguely simple, to where they didn't have a coach, and they did poorly then too. I think that the Saints can do something here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's going to work. I think the Saints are going to draw. I mean, hold on a second. Wait a minute. No, I'm going to change my mind on that.
Okay.
The Saints are actually going to take this one.
Okay.
Because I think Jay Cutler's going to have an off game. Sorry to say for Rodney, I think that Jay Cutler's going to have an off game. Jay Cutler knows what he can do, but he does have a tendency to possibly be picked up a little too much.
Yeah.
The game's going to be 24-17 in favor of New Orleans and Who Dat Nation.
Okay.
Who cares?
Yep.
Yeah, interesting.
Part of my interruption, but I think that JVD, what you said about what you think is that the Saints are going to do it, I think that'll make one of my fellow news anchors happy to hear. Because he was at a news station in New Orleans for a couple of years.
Nice.
Less than an hour after playing.
Okay.
And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yep.
All
Alright, Tim.
Alright, well, anyway, I once had Jay Cutler on my Yahoo Fantasy League.
I do have
few
him
weeks
on
ago,
9. Sorry.
but I basically fell off of his bandwagon, and he's just unsteady. I can't trust Cutler. I mean, like last Thursday, I said, well, who would you take if you had to pick one quarterback? Would you take Jay Cutler or Tony Romo? A lot of people said Romo, and pretty much they were right.
Mm-hmm.
When we beat the Bears, yeah, the Saints are a great team. I mean, they're just not invincible, but they still got the talent. I mean, Jimmy Graham, still one of the best tight ends in the league. Drew Brees, all he does is throw 300-plus yard games. And, I mean, when you got something like that, you got Jermaine Graham. Now, who is Jermaine Graham? Who's
I have no idea.
Jimmy Graham.
Somehow I'm thinking of graham crackers now.
Good.
Yeah, it seemed like the Bears were like here, and the Bears were here, Saints were here. It's almost like they're almost on even level now. But I got to take it up a level with the Saints. Brandon Marshall, Martellus Bennett, and all those guys. There's just an uneasy offense right there, and I got to take it to the Saints.
Okay.
I say Breeze gets another 300-plus yard game because that's what he does. I'm going to say it's going to be Saints 27, Bears 20.
27, 20. Okay.
And that's going to wrap it up, folks. That will do it for our Week 15 NFL picks and predictions as well, if you want to call it. We've only got, 3 more weeks left, and the season's over, and then come the playoffs. So,
Playoffs?
yeah.
Dude, playoffs?
That came out of nowhere.
Playoffs.
Yep. So anyway, that'll do it for this. So everyone who is a football fan as well, enjoy your games as well root for your favorite team. And thank you all for watching. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me as well. So that'll do it for this. Thank you all again for watching. Enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, please, and I'll see you all in more videos. You all take care.
Playoffs.
Playoffs?